Just to give you a little peek inside his very strong brain, let's examine one night in Donald Trump's Truth Social feed. Actually, not even one night. Let's look at 1 hour.
So Jimmy Kimmel just dissected Trump's midnight social media meltdown, and it's genuinely alarming. We're talking about a president posting AI fantasy photos and racist attacks at 11 p.m. on Friday nights. This isn't comedy anymore. It's a mental health crisis with nuclear codes attached. Let's break this down.
These are all real posts from our president in the 11 o'clock hour on Friday night. At 11:03, he put up this image of him and members of his cabinet taking a dip in the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool.
Think about this. While Americans are dealing with war casualties and economic uncertainty, the commander-in-chief is posting AI-generated fantasy photos of himself swimming in the Lincoln Memorial. This isn't presidential eccentricity. It's a complete detachment from reality that should terrify anyone paying attention.
I don't know who the woman in the bikini is or how the AI was able to shave 80 pounds off his gut, but everyone looks great. A minute later, at 11:04, he posted this even more unbelievable picture of Melania smiling, which is, I don't know, the last time we saw that.
18 posts in 1 hour shows manic behavior. But that Uno card threat to Iran is genuinely frightening. He's telling a nuclear power he has all the cards, using a game where you win by having none. Foreign policy through children's card game metaphors. This is our geopolitical strategy now.
At 11:13, he posted a thinly veiled but definitely racist note about House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, followed 2 minutes later with a warning to Iran that said, "I have all the cards," and holding a bunch of Uno cards, which is a game you win by having no cards. Should we do more? This is what happens when you don't play with your children.
This manic posting pattern isn't just embarrassing, it's dangerous. Sleep-deprived leaders make catastrophic decisions. Nixon's drinking during Watergate, Reagan's confusion in his second term, but Trump is broadcasting his mental state in real time to our enemies. They're watching this breakdown too.
11:22, he posted his big gold pumpkin head. 11:26, him photoshopped into Mount Rushmore. 11:32, we've got him and Melania with their hair blowing, no explanation. 11:37 with King Charles, no caption or explanation. Then over the next 8 minutes, he made not one but 3 posts about renovating the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool.
The Daily Beast sleep analysis is crucial here. Chronic sleep deprivation causes paranoia, impaired judgment, and erratic behavior. Exactly what we're seeing. Meanwhile, he's making life or death military decisions. Any corporate board would remove a CEO showing these symptoms. But we're stuck for 4 years.
And that's 1 hour on a Friday night, the President of the United States. According to the Daily Beast, based on his social media activity, there were only 5 nights last month when the president could have possibly gotten a full night's sleep. Last month, he posted an average of 18 times a day. If you had a relative who is posting 18 times a day, you'd be worried about him, right?
The War Powers Resolution exists because the founders never intended one person to wage indefinite war without congressional approval. Trump's casual dismissal of this constitutional requirement while American soldiers are dying shows complete contempt for the legal framework that constrains presidential power.
You know, there are a lot of people suggesting that the president's cognitive abilities are beginning to dim. So Trump now, at every chance he gets, brings up that dumb cookie-cutter dementia test that he claims he aced.
That AI comparison is perfect. Trump generates false information with the confidence of artificial intelligence, but none of the safeguards. Unlike ChatGPT, there's no fact-checking filter between his brain and global consequences. He's weaponized misinformation as...
I have taken this test that he took. It doesn't ask any questions anywhere remotely like that. The hardest math question is subtract the number 7 from the number 60, and then subtract 7 from 53, and so on. There are no story problems, but don't let that get in his way.
Exactly right. The Mocha test is embarrassingly basic. It asks you to count backwards by 7s and draw shapes. Neurologists use it to detect severe impairment. Bragging about passing it is like celebrating that you remembered your own name.
We're on week 10 now of what Trump has been referring to as his mini-war on Iran. Week 10 is significant because under the War Powers Resolution, the president is supposed to get approval from Congress for any military action that goes longer than 60 days. And we are now above 60 days, but he has no intention whatsoever of getting permission.
The War Powers Resolution exists because of Vietnam. Congress learned that unchecked presidential military action leads to disaster. Trump's ignoring it completely. This isn't partisan politics, it's constitutional law. 60 days means 60 days, period.
It must be so freeing to be able to lie with no fact-checking whatsoever. Just say whatever you want. He's like Fat GPT. He just churns out the information.
That AI comparison is brilliant. Large language models generate plausible-sounding text without fact-checking, just like Trump. The difference is ChatGPT admits its limitations. Trump's false statement rate, according to fact-checkers, exceeded 30 per day during his presidency.
And then sure enough, one of these podcast bozos points to a joke I made about Rudy on Thursday about him being a vampire, and then suggests I might actually have some inside knowledge of what's going on in Trump Town there.
The podcast conspiracy theories show how predictable Trump's chaos has become. Comedy writers can literally anticipate his failures because they follow the same pattern: incompetence, blame shifting, then wild accusations. It's tragically formulaic at this point.
Every day in the morning, I wake up, I make coffee, and then I look into the future to see which events have yet to occur, and then we write jokes that we know are going to make trouble. For the record, I hope Rudy Giuliani lives another 100 years.
The humor masks a serious point about Trump's administrative failures. When late-night comedians can predict your political disasters with mathematical precision, you're not playing strategic chess, you're just consistently incompetent. The pattern speaks for itself.